Welcome. Today we enter a subject few dare to examine honestly, the hidden balance of power in matters of the heart. Many believe that strength, wealth, and constant effort are the keys to winning and keeping love. Yet, history, life, and human nature tell a different story. In the next minutes, you will hear counsel not of manipulation, but of mastery. Mastery of yourself. For when a man learns to hold his power with quiet confidence, affection is drawn to him naturally. And it stays. This is not a lesson in coldness, but in preservation. So listen closely, and let us begin. Why trying too hard pushes her away. Counsel on power in matters of the heart. It is a common belief among men that once they possess every visible quality, strength, beauty, wealth, influence, and reputation, they will naturally command the attention and loyalty of women. And yet, I have observed in courts, in marketplaces, and in private affairs that such advantages, while impressive to the eye, often fail to hold affection in the long term. This failure is not due to the absence of value in these qualities, but rather to the manner in which they are displayed. For it is not enough to have power. One must carry it in such a way that others feel it without being burdened by it. In matters of love, as in matters of state, authority is maintained not only by possession, but by the perception of self-sufficiency. A man who exerts himself constantly to please reveals in every act his dependence on the approval of another. He demonstrates that his worth is not founded in himself, but rests entirely upon the judgment of the one he seeks to impress. And just as the prince who governs only by the favor of foreign powers is in a precarious position, so too is the man who governs his relationship only by constant flattery and effort. The modern world teaches men to strive endlessly, to increase their wealth, to cultivate their bodies, to improve their skill in conversation, to collect the ornaments of status. While these things may be useful, striving without measure becomes transparent, and transparency reveals the true source of a man's labor. The discerning woman, like the discerning citizen, will detect whether a man's actions are born of confidence or born of fear. If they are born of fear, fear of losing her favor, fear of being deemed inadequate, then she will, in time, withdraw her loyalty. You must understand that in human affairs, excessive effort carries with it the stench of necessity. Just as the ruler who constantly parades his armies reveals that he fears rebellion, the man who endlessly reassures his partner shows that he fears abandonment. Both forms of fear erode the respect upon which power is built. Consider this. A man who inundates a woman with gifts, words, and constant attention believes he is strengthening the bond between them. In reality, he is reminding her that the bond depends on his unceasing labor. The moment his hand grows tired, she will feel the connection weaken, for it was built on activity rather than on the enduring presence of his character. Power, whether over a city or over the affections of a single heart, is best maintained by restraint. For the ruler who taxes too heavily breeds rebellion, and the lover who presses too closely breeds fatigue. In both cases, the subject begins to resist, not from hatred of the ruler's virtues, but from weariness under his demands. A woman will not long follow the man who chases her shadow. She is drawn instead to the man who walks his own road with steadiness, who turns his face toward his purpose, and does not look back to measure her distance. This is not neglect, it is discipline. The ruler who appears free of need commands greater loyalty than the one who begs for it. Therefore, before you examine what you must do to keep her interest, examine first why you are doing it. If your kindness, attention, and effort arise from the secure knowledge that you are already sufficient, they will strengthen her admiration. But if they grow from a hunger for her approval, they will weaken it. for she will sense that your power depends upon her mood. Understand also the nature of the feminine response. The feminine desires certainty. It trusts in the man who is anchored in himself, who gives not out of compulsion but out of choice. Neediness, even when disguised as devotion, creates imbalance. It shifts the power from mutual exchange to one-sided dependence, and dependence is the enemy of desire. Even small acts can betray this dependence, sending messages too frequently, explaining every silence, rushing to repair every moment of tension. These may seem harmless, but each tells her, "Without you, I am uncertain." In the realm of attraction, uncertainty in the man breeds uncertainty in the woman, and once she doubts, the foundation begins to crack. To govern the realm of love wisely, I offer 5 counsels. First, do not labor to earn the place you have already secured. The ruler who continually argues his right to govern plants seeds of doubt in the minds of his subjects. Second, measure your actions not by the reaction you hope to gain, but by the dignity they carry on their own. A deed done for approval is always weaker than a deed done from principle. Third, master the art of silence. The prince who speaks at every turn is disregarded. The man who fills every pause robs himself of mystery. Fourth, grant yourself the authority you seek from her. If you would be respected, first respect yourself without condition. Fifth, improve your station not to hold her, but to fortify your own life, that it may stand even if she departs. These are not counsels of coldness, but of preservation. For just as a wise ruler knows when to show mercy and when to show strength, a wise man in love knows when to give and when to hold back. In all things, remember, the power you maintain through necessity is fragile, but the power you maintain through choice is enduring. A woman must see that you are with her not because you must be, but because you choose to be, and that if she should withdraw, your kingdom will remain intact. Thus will you inspire not only affection, but respect, and respect is the surest foundation for lasting loyalty. And should she choose to turn away, you will not be diminished, for you have built your worth upon the only foundation that does not shift, yourself.